All right, we're going to start, as we always start, with our invocation. This is completely optional, and will Councilman Spears lead us in the invocation?
Dear Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for each one that has come out. Lord, for the council, I pray for wisdom as we make decisions for the town, and also pray for wisdom for those in leadership in Washington, our president, our Congress, and those that are watching out for everyone's interest, Lord. I just ask that you guide them and watch over them. And Lord, I ask you that you watch over all our men and women in the armed services, wherever they are throughout the world. I pray your hand of protection on them. Also watch over their families while they're away. And Lord, again, I just ask that you watch over this town and bless all the people in it. And we ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. I call this meeting of the Deerpark Town Board to order at 7:39 p.m. And will Councilman Dean lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Everybody remain standing for a moment of silence for English Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, who passed away today. Okay, thank you. You may be seated.
She and Ronald Reagan are having tea tonight.
That's right. That's right. All right. We'll do roll call on attendance first. Councilman Trovey is absent. Councilman Spears.
Here.
Councilman Dean.
Here.
Councilman Hoovler.
Here.
Supervisor Brabetic is here. 4 members having answered to their name. A quorum is present. Any additions or changes to the agenda? I have just one change to the agenda. Move to delete the Eagle Scout presentation under presentations and communications. We're still trying to get in contact with the family to come to the meeting. So
Second.
I will move that till next time. Seconded by Councilman Spears. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? And motion carried 4-0. Any other additions or changes to the agenda?
I have none.
I have none.
All right. Opening board comments. Councilman Spears?
I'll wait till later, thank you.
Councilman Dean?
I'll wait also.
Councilman Hoovler?
Just like to point out tonight that we fixed up all those parks in Deer Park. Every single park has Little League kids practicing on them tonight.
That's fantastic.
In Deer Park. Every single park.
That is fantastic.
Yep.
First time in a long time, so very good job, guys. Very good job. All right, and I'll wait on comments till afterwards. All right, presentations and communications. I wanted to make a couple of presentations to 3 officers tonight. They could not make it, but I do want to read out the news release that went out, and also one of the certificates, and we'll be presenting those certificates to those officers at a later date. But on March 19, 2013, police were investigating a missing person complaint at the Alexander Motel on Route 97 in Sparrowbush. While officers were on the scene, they learned Joseph Mann, age 23, of Middletown, New York, had an active bench warrant for his arrest from the City of Middletown Court. Further investigation found that Mann was in possession of a quantity of crack cocaine, heroin, and a small amount of U.S. currency. Subsequently, he was arrested and charged with Class D felony of criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 5th degree and a Class A misdemeanor of criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 7th degree. Mann was arraigned in the town court and sent to Orange County Jail in lieu of $5,000 cash bail. But this is just one of the examples of our officers teaming up with the City of Port Jervis officers, working very diligently and hard to get drugs off the streets. As we know, the Port Jervis area and the City of Port Jervis is probably, as reported by the Times-Record, the worst heroin problem in Orange County. So bit by bit, we're trying to get this off the street and trying to get the people that need help to get help. So I want to commend Sergeant Elizabeth Sullivan, Officer Robert Pratty, and Officer Thomas Kalin tonight for that arrest. It says here, the Deer Park Town Board on the 8th day of April in the year 2013 recognizes these officers for a job well done in the apprehension of a wanted suspect. Your efforts are helping and improving the quality of life of our residents and our children, keeping the town safe. So again, I want to thank those officers for their hard work and dedication. And we sent out another release today. There was another arrest that involved heroin. So they're chopping at it one by one, trying to get them off the streets, so which is a good thing. So congratulations to those officers. Announcement under presentations and communications, or two announcements. First, we have the bulk cleanup. The bulk cleanup is coming up for 2013. It's going to be in the month of May, the entire month of May. The hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., and you have to bring your bulk trash over to the Port Jervis Transfer Station at 86 Towpath Road in Port Jervis, New York. You must be a Deer Park resident or business to participate in the program, and you must pick up a permit at the Deer Park Town Clerk's office, which is located here at Town Hall. You can bring up to 1 truckload that equals 4 cubic yards of household bulk trash, which is basically a dump truckload. Please keep metal separate, and you can bring up to 4 tires. All garbage in trucks must be covered with a tarp, and there's no exceptions to that. Please make sure that the garbage is covered with a tarp. 1 truckload per household or business. What is prohibited and what you cannot bring is leaves, brush, paint cans, TVs, and monitors. There are separate programs for those items, so please do not do that. Speaking of those separate programs, the Orange County, I believe it is the Division of Environmental Facilities and Services, they're holding their annual household hazardous waste collection. There's no charge for Orange County residents. This is get rid of your leftover oil-based paints, remnants of household cleaners, pesticides, solvents, automotive products, etc., that are piled in your basement or garage. The phone number for this program is 845-291-2664. The program, they're going to have a special date for this. This is on Friday, May the 10th, 2013, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Farms, schools, government agencies, and small businesses can participate, must pre-register before Friday, April 26, 2013. Cost is according to the fee schedule established by the vendor. The items must be brought to Thomas Bull Memorial Park, which is located at 90 Grove Street in Montgomery, New York. It is sponsored again by the Orange County DPW Division of Environmental Facilities and Services, Orange County Executive Edward A. Diana, and co-sponsored by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservations. There is a registration form. You can find this online at the Orange County website, and we'll also have it available shortly, hopefully by tomorrow, on the Town of Deerpark website. So keep a lookout for that. Also under presentations and communications, it is once again time for our YMCA summer camp sign-up. This is again for Deer Park residents only. Summer day camp opportunity. The Town of Deer Park Recreation Committee is offering Town of Deer Park residents up to 2 weeks of day camp at the New York YMCA camp facility located at 300 Big Pond Road, Huguenot, New York. The cost is $80 per week, and it's for Deer Park residents only. It's $80 per week per child. All registrations will be handled at the Town of Deer Park. They're on a first-come, first-served basis. The particular sign-up dates, which we'll have posted on the Facebook and the website, will be at Town Hall, located 420 Route 209, Huguenot, New York, on Friday, April 19th, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., and also on Saturday, April 20th, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. To register your child for the day camp, you must have proof of residency in Deer Park and be the parent or natural guardian of the child to be registered. Proof of residency must indicate street address, name of the parent and guardian. Full payment is required to register, no exceptions. And we can accept cash, credit card, or check payable to the town of Deerpark. This is also sponsored by the Deerpark Recreation Committee. For any questions, please contact Teresa Cregan, who's the chair of the Recreation Committee, at 856-2210, extension 2. So does anyone have any questions on those programs?
Just a reminder, the kids get 3 meals in that program.
Yes, they get, I believe, 2 snacks during the day, and a lunch is included with that. So that's also an excellent opportunity. Also, under presentations and communications, I just want to take some time out to thank the Recreation Committee and Teresa Cregan and all of our wonderful volunteers and helpers for putting together that Easter egg hunt, which occurred, I believe it was last Saturday. They did a fantastic job, as always. There were probably at least 200 to 250 kids that were there. We gave away a couple of bikes that were donated by Tenke's Garage, so special thank you to them. Flo, what was the taxi company that donated the candy? Do you remember?
It was in town. It was A1 or something. It was, yeah, from Port Jervis.
All right, well, we're gonna get that name and announce it at the next board meeting, but a special thank you to them for providing all that candy for, I think it may have been A1 Taxi, but definitely want to thank everybody for that, and a wonderful job as always.
Brim donated. Yeah, we got a couple donations.
Yep, absolutely. And yep, Brim's Recycling also donated some, I believe, some cash toward purchasing some of the candy for the eggs for the kids. So, special thank you to them as well. Also, this is from the New York State Town Clerks Association as a communication. It was to Deputy Town Clerk Teresa Cregan. Congratulations, the New York State Clerks Association administers and awards you a $250 Wayne County Scholarship towards furthering your education and will reimburse your expense after the attendance of the conference. Please sign the bottom of the letter indicating your intention towards receiving the award. I believe she's done that. And this is, again, for a town clerks conference for further education on improving operations in the town clerk's office. So congratulations to Tippy on that. And does anyone have any further questions?
I had just one question on the county cleanup.
Yes.
That was oil-based paint cans. You can take them over there,
I believe so,
but
yes.
you can't take them down here to the local transfer station.
That's correct.
So if you have a pint leftover oil-based paint, you have to take all the way over to Goshen,
To Montgomery, Thomasville Memorial Park.
They take a lot of other stuff, though, so you could combine them for your trip, pesticides.
Yep,
all kinds of
cleaners,
stuff.
pesticides, solvents, automotive products, etc.
Does the outfit down in West End still take televisions and monitors? There's a recycle center in West End. I don't remember the name of the business, but that's what they do.
I believe so, yes. They take, you can bring up to, I believe, 1 monitor a week to that transfer station over in Port Jervis. So that's why that's not part of this program.
That's separately.
That's totally separate.
Than what you're talking about. There is a recycle center in West End, but also now at the Port Jervis Transfer Station, a resident can take 1 TV or 1 monitor per week.
Did that just change?
Yes.
Okay, because I've tried to do that a couple weeks ago, and they said no.
They lost their previous vendor,
I see.
but they just got a new one about a week and a half ago.
Okay.
Flo, can you go to the copier? There's copies of that local law that we're presenting tonight. Thank you. All right, so that's all for presentations and communications. Anybody have any further questions? All right, hearing none, we will move on. To approval of minutes of the previous meetings, we have the minutes of March 25th, 2013. So has everyone read over those minutes?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not, I didn't get them.
Okay.
Table them to our
All
next
right, we
meeting?
can table them,
Thank
if
you.
that is your pleasure. Okay, so I'll move to table. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Dean. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried 4-0. And next is public comment period, 3 minutes per person, agenda items only. Do we have anyone, Ms. Town Clerk? No, okay. We will move to the next order of business. It's not there? Okay. Motion for a 2-minute recess.
I'll second your motion for a 2-minute recess.
All right, motion and a second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? And we'll recess for 2 minutes. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to come out of recess.
Motion.
Moved by Councilman Hoovler. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Dean. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? And motion carried 4-0. All right, next on the agenda, under new business, we have introduction of local law number 2 of 2013, which is the Reinvest in Deerpark Home Improvement Exemption Act. And just going to present this draft on the floor for local law number 2 of 2013. Again, the Reinvest in Deerpark Home Improvement Exemption. It's a local law creating a partial exemption from real property taxation for certain home improvements pursuant to Section 421F of the New York State Real Property Tax Law. The exemption would be granted for residential building, for which purposes of this article shall mean any building or structure designed and occupied exclusively for residential purposes by not more than 2 families that are reconstructed, altered, or improved, shall be exempt from taxation levied by the town of Deer Park on the increase in assessed value attributable to such reconstruction, alteration, or improvement to the extent provided hereinafter pursuant to Section 421F of the New York State Real Property Tax Law. The length of said exemption shall be 8 years in length. So at the first year, they would be 100% exempt from the increase of assessed value, and that would decrease, the exemption would decrease about 12.5% a year up until the 8th year, and then they would be back at full taxable status. So, again, we can still do a little bit of debate. We can do a couple of changes to this draft, but at this time, we just need to set a public hearing for this local law, and we'll have the local law draft available on the website.
Okay.
So I'll entertain a motion to set a public hearing at a particular date and time.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, well, we need to do a date and time.
Do you need a date?
Do we want to do the next meeting? Next meeting would be the 22nd of April, so we would start at 7:15 instead of 7:30. Or we could start at 7:30 and just do the public hearing right away.
I don't think it'll be enough to get it in the papers.
No.
Won't be enough time?
No.
May 6th?
Yeah, May 6th.
That's not a meeting. May 13th's a meeting.
May 13th?
May 13th is a meeting? Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, do we want to do May 13th?
yeah.
That works.
Okay.
May 13th.
May 13th. All right, so I'll move that we hold public hearing on local law number 2 of 2013, the Reinvest in Deer Park Home Improvement Exemption Act, on Monday, May 13th at 7:30 PM at Town Hall, 420 Route 209, Huguenot, New York. And is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Spears. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? And motion carried 4-0. What's that? Be 7:30.
We'll just put it first right on the agenda.
Right, first on the agenda, yep, 7:30. All right, next we have resolution number 8 of 2013. Let me get that out. Resolution number 8 of 2013 is a resolution authorizing signing of my NICOMCO contract. Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Deer Park, Orange County, New York, authorizes the town supervisor to sign the contract with NICOMCO for services rendered. Upon passage, this resolution shall take effect immediately. We use NICOMCO for our communication system with the highway department. The contract we have is, there's another year left in the contract. However, they've come out with a new product with, that uses digital technology. Also included with that is GPS tracking for if you have the radio with you, you can use it to locate the trucks if a truck's in trouble, or if you get a complaint that the trucks haven't been on the road in hours, it'll keep a log to tell you, if that assigned person was on that road. So it can come in handy. The price on it is virtually no difference. It's about the same as it is now. So really what this would do, or the contract that we're looking at, would extend out another 4 years on the contract, 4 to 5 years on the contract.
Okay.
And that's about it.
This okay with our highway superintendent, Ed Houston, proposed by him, or?
Yep, recommended by him.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. And I'll entertain a motion to adopt Resolution 8.
I'll make a motion, we adopt Resolution 8 of 2013.
Moved by Councilman Spears. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Hoovler. Any further discussion? All in actually, resolution, we do roll call. Councilman Spears?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yes.
Councilman Hoovler?
Yes.
Supervisor Broderick, yes. And Resolution 8 is adopted by a vote of 4-0. Moving on, Resolution number 9 of 2013, authorization for DARE account and fundraising. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Deerpark, Orange County, New York, authorizes the town supervisor to establish an account to be used specifically for the DARE program fundraising activities. Said account will be managed by the bookkeeper and through the town supervisor's office. All funds will be expended through the town's purchasing and procurement policies. And be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Deerpark, Orange County, New York, authorizes the DARE officer to raise funds for said program. Upon passage, this resolution shall take effect immediately. As you know, Port Jervis Police Department used to handle the DARE program, which is the educational program for our anti-drug program for fifth graders at both ASK and HBE. We were asked last year for one of our officers to take over the HBE program. Officer McGrath has taken that over. The city of Port Jervis has a long-time account that they use for the DARE program, and they send letters out to the businesses seeking contributions to that program. We don't have that set up here. So what this resolution does, it gives permission for our DARE officers to seek funds for that program through fundraising activities, and also gives the supervisor's office authorization to set up an account to manage those funds.
So it's strictly then for private fundraising?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
How many DARE officers do we have?
We have one. One DARE officer. He was sent to training for the DARE program, and now he's currently running the program. It started about mid-March at HBE. It ends around June, beginning of June, and they'll have an award ceremony there for the HBE students. And the DARE officer is Officer McGrath, Frank McGrath.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we adopt Resolution 9 of 2013.
Okay, moved by Councilman Spears for adopting Resolution 9. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Hoovler. Any further discussion?
How much of a budget does that take?
For the DARE program?
Yeah, do they have a budget, or?
Right now, no.
No.
No, we don't have a budget for that. We're not expending town funds for the program at this time.
I'm just curious,
So-
I mean, do we have a target amount? or-
No, I mean, usually what they use that for are for educational books, pencils, shirts, that kind of thing.
Okay.
For the kids, and usually they give some kind of award for graduating the program. I know they used to give those coins out one year. I don't know what they're planning on doing this year, but they've been kind of keeping us in the loop with all of that. Officer Scott Robertson from Port Jervis Police Department, he handles the ASK program. Okay, so we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any further discussion? Okay, we'll do roll call. Councilman Spears.
Yes.
Councilman Dean.
Yes.
Councilman Hoovler.
Yes.
Supervisor Braberdick, yes. And that resolution is adopted by a vote of 4-0. Okay, we have an opening in the Zoning Board of Appeals for 2 alternate positions. And one of them we would like to fill tonight. Dan Witt was our alternate on the zoning board. He has since taken the Zoning Board of Appeals vacancy to be an actual member. That created the 2 vacancies. We received a email letter from Richard Lee Cornell Jr. He asked, yes, I would be interested in joining the zoning board, planning board as an alternate. So he's interested in either the zoning or the planning. As I have stated, we have 2 vacancies on the zoning, so I would move to appoint Richard Lee Cornell Jr. For the remainder of the year as a alternate to the Zoning Board of Appeals. And is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Hoovler. Any discussion?
No, good guy. I think he'll do a great job.
Absolutely.
Previously served Veterans Committee.
Yep, he is actually, he's a current member of the Veterans Committee for the town, and I know he's a past president for the Port Jervis Youth Football League, very active in the community, and very intelligent individual.
Good choice.
That helps.
Yes, it helps a lot. So, okay, I'll call the roll. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? And motion carried 4-0. And we will let Mr. Cornell know of his appointment and that he needs to take an oath with the town clerk. Okay, any further new business? Okay, appropriation, budget, and payment of bills. I'll move that we pay bills with 3 or more council signatures for General Fund Abstract Number 7, totaling $130,002.12. Highway Fund Abstract Number 7, $47,680.75. Street Lighting for Deerpark Manor, Abstract Number 5, $95.16. And Recreation Committee, Abstract Number 1, for $952.69.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Spears. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And motion carried 4-0. And in front of you is the Budget Officer's report for March of 2013. This detailing both general fund and highway fund. Does anyone have any questions?
I'd make a motion to accept both general and highway fund budget reports.
Okay, motion by Councilman Hoovler to accept the report. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Spears. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? And motion carried 4-0.
Just as a note, it appears that everything is on target for the first quarter.
Absolutely. Rolling right along. So, closing board comments. That leads us to there. Councilman Spears.
Yeah, I too would like to recognize our police officers for the fine job they're doing. They work hard. They seem to be getting a handle on this, although it's a tough time and they're very busy, but they're very dedicated, and we've had some great results recently, so I commend not only the 3 we commended tonight, but the whole force. I know they've all been pretty active, so again, we appreciate them. And also want to thank Carl again this year for his bulk cleanup efforts. It was something the town did years ago, and it was getting quite costly. He took it upon himself to negotiate a deal with the Orange County transfer station and port and the Orange County services over there, and it's a good thing for the residents, for the businesses. It also helps keep Deerpark clean, and I think he's cut the budget by about a third, maybe a little more, and it's very successful. So, Carl, good job.
Thank you.
And also want to thank Teresa Cregan and all her volunteers for the Easter egg hunt. I heard that it was a great success and everybody had a wonderful time. So again, like to recognize her. Also like to throw out a good word for George and Ann Keller. I had the opportunity Sunday to go over to the Hudson Valley Honor Flight, which I'll be taking my dad down to Washington, D.C. on the honor flight, but George and Ann and our Assemblyman Dennis Simmons are very instrumental in getting this area involved in that, so I want to thank all three of them for the work that they've put into that. It's a great program. So, and that's all I have. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Councilman Dean.
Well, Mr. Spears stole all my points, so I'll start out with congrats to your dad, and really, we appreciate his service. That's an amazing thing when you think about that your dad's a World War II veteran, and he's going to take the honor flight to Washington. That's a real special thing.
Yeah.
And I tell him that I appreciate him, and that really is good. Congrats to Tippy on the scholarship and advancing her education for the town clerk's office. That's terrific. Again, cleanup days. Carl, I was one of your most serious doubters here, but you have made a believer out of me, and this is a great thing for this community, and you should take advantage of it. The only problem is you got to take your one oil can over to Montgomery. I mean, we got to do something about that. That's crazy. I mean, not too many people have oil-based paint. I think I do have one can. I'm not taking it all over. So, and then a big shout out to our police department and the three officers that were mentioned in the success they had in trying to, well, not trying, they actually did make some felony arrests for drugs in Sparrowbush. Listen, everybody knows this, everybody's heard it, everybody talks about it. Drugs are the scourge of this country, and it's very important that we try to do the best we can to eliminate drugs. We never will, but we have to continue to try. So that's what I have. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Councilman Hoovler.
I think I resonate what both Mr. Spears and Mr. Dean said. Congratulations to Tippy. She ran a very good Easter egg hunt, as well as congratulations on her scholarship to get further training for the town clerk's office. Again, I know Flo Santini always helps out with that, so excellent job there too. Again, Carl, the bulk cleanup. I too was a naysayer initially when I saw the numbers. You've been under budget every year, and it's a wonderful thing, so congratulations, you've really made that work. I think our police officers, great job. It was reported December 9th in the Times-Herald Record, Port Jervis has the worst heroin problem in Orange County, and that is true. And hopefully we continue to do something about it. It takes more than just the police to make that work. Finally, my last, well, two things. There's a wonderful article in the UDC newsletter on Councilman Dean. I urge everyone to read it. I think it's educational, informative, and quite amusing about Mr. Dean's history in Deer Park. So that's always good. And finally, I said at the beginning of the meeting, tonight, every single ball field in Deer Park was full of kids playing because we fixed them up and we took the time to make them playable. And the volunteers did that, Recreation Committee did that, but most importantly, the guy that needs to be thanked sits to my left, Mr. Dean, because he got the money from the pipeline to fix those parks and to make those parks so very, very nice. And I know that you're a very modest guy and that you always say to me about your pipeline money, you got to take a look at the kids playing in all these parks. It's spectacular. 2 years ago, these parks were desolate. There was nobody there. Now, every single night, there's kids in every one of them practicing baseball. So thank you, Mr. Dean. You did a wonderful job there. Other than that, I have nothing else.
All right, great. And again, yeah, thank you to Mr. Dean for that and for your efforts with that, because the parks are absolutely looking fantastic, and there's some more work that we're going to have to do. There is, I believe, a NYMER inspection coming up in the next 2 weeks. So I'm sure there'll be more recommendations that we have to do, but we're ready. We've gotten good grades so far up to now. We've made the improvements as asked for, and our parks are looking really, really good. Our YouTube channel is up and running. We are transmitting live on the internet, and we have this archived 24/7 for anybody that wants to watch these town board meetings. So if you don't have internet at the house, please go to your local library, visit the local library, and give them some business. You pay taxes for that local library, go down there. They have computer stations. Go check us out. But a special thank you to my brother, Thomas Brabadek, who's volunteering his time, his equipment for this effort. And without him, we wouldn't have been able to do this. So thank you very much to him for that effort. Speaking of garbage and bulk cleanup, yes, we do have the bulk cleanup coming up next month, but as the snow is melted and the sun is coming out and winter is over, we're seeing a lot of garbage on the side of the road. It's a terrible thing, especially garbage on people's properties that certain people don't want to pick up their garbage and bring it to the dump or get rid of it properly. Please do that. The code enforcement officer, Al Fusco, and I went on a tour of the town on Friday and went to various properties that have serious issues. And we saw some other areas that do need some cleanup. So we have a bulk cleanup coming up. It's free to town residents. Bring your garbage to the dump, clean up your properties. Let's make Deer Park look fantastic again. Also, we received a call today for a kayaker that had some issues on the Neversink River. So as the weather does get better, more recreational activities are going to be happening on the Delaware and also on the Neversink. Please be careful. The water can be dangerous. Use common sense and
Wear a life jacket.
wear a life jacket, please. Okay, and that's all that I have. Anybody have anything else?
Yeah, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our park superintendent and highway superintendent, Ed Houston, and the men. When he can steal them away, they go down and do some of the work that's been done on the fields, and they've worked hard and they've done a great job, so I'd be remiss if I didn't mention them, so
Thanks
thank
for
you.
bringing that up. I forgot that.
Thank you. And town clerk.
I'd like to thank the board for thanking Teresa Cregan for the great job she did at the Easter egg hunt. When you see over 200 kids have the happy smiles on their face collecting those eggs, and the DJ doing the hop with those kids and stuff, it was a very nice day. The wind kicked up down there on the field. I got to tell you the story when he said go for the eggs. He didn't tell them to stop at the cornfield, and all of a sudden, the kids were in the cornfield, and all you saw were their heads in the cornfield. And I had to tell him, all of a sudden he was yelling for them to come back because all you saw the tops of their heads in the cornfield.
Children of the corn.
And we were yelling for them to come back, and he's going, come back, the eggs aren't in the cornfield. And it was the cutest sight for all of them in the cornfield. So he had to call them all back because the eggs weren't in the cornfield. But we had a gorgeous day down there, it really was. The coloring contest, the games they played, the hula hoops, and the DJ being out there for, we were out there for 2 hours with the kids, but the prep before and stuff, Tippy really did a great job. Eddie, I talked to him when he was down there, and I told him, right to him and his guys, for him getting the fields prepared for this and the cleanup job, I did, I told him. I said, I don't know if anybody's told you, I said, but thank you, I did tell him. Right, and I said for him to do this in the field and stuff, I thanked him for getting the place and for all the hard work that he did. I did tell him for that. A couple of weeks ago, we had our Conklin boys here. Again, please, if anybody's listening, we have boxes, empty boxes in my office. What are you bringing to the table? We need food to fill those boxes. Breakfast food, cereals, breakfast bars. Michael's doing it for the whole month of April. For his, what are you bringing to the table? We got food in there now. We got a couple boxes full, but I got about 10 boxes I'd like to turn over to him by the end of the month. Also, Matt Conklin is getting the blankets for the honor flight, and we are collecting them. And Well, there's going to be more flights.
I know.
Yeah.
We gave the workers from the schoolhouse, we gave them 13, and at that point, they only needed 20.
Yeah.
So they only had 7 more to go, and that was a week ago.
Yeah, we
Oh,
have
great.
the Stitchers that are having them and stuff. So we have a lot of people that are doing them, but there's going to be more flights and stuff, Norma, so, and it's not only them, but it's other flights that are going out that they're giving them out for. Yeah, so whatever, like I said, we're going to be collecting them for other flights too, so, that they're going to be going on. So if you got, whatever you have, whatever you can bring up, just bring up to the office. And we wanted to just thank everybody for all that they've done and stuff for Michael. And whatever you could bring for the table, for the food for Michael, the boxes are here, the boxes are empty, let's fill them up for Michael, and let's get them out for him.
All right.
And congratulations on Tippy for getting a scholarship for when we go to the conference at the end of April. We're going to Buffalo.
Wonderful. Excellent. Good job. Good job. Very good. Also, just on one last note, we did have for a time our meetings broadcast on the public access station on Access 23. I'm going to talk to George Belcher to see if he can capture either our live feed or if he can get, a file of the actual meeting to rebroadcast on the access station in case somebody wants to watch it,
Yeah.
on the TV. They'll be able to do that.
And put it on like the first and third Monday.
Should help insomnia.
Yes, absolutely, because I know everybody wants to watch these meetings. So, all right, but that's all I have for tonight. We do have an executive session that we do need to go into. I'll move at 8:25 that we go, or actually not at 8:25. We're going to take a 10-minute recess. So I'll move at 8:35 that we go into executive session for a litigation update for Sia versus the town of Deerpark, and also Boley versus the town of Deerpark, and invite our attorney in, Glenn Plotsky. And is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Spears. That would be you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Yep. And all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried 4-0. Move to recess until 8:35. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Hoovler. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried 4-0. Have a wonderful night. Thank you.